My name is Jeff Dunne. I am the writer and director for No Laughing Matter, being performed at the Greenbelt Arts Center, opening on Friday, February 21st.
Thank you so much for doing this interview, Jeff. So during this entire process, what has been the most memorable moment for you?
What is the most memorable moment? I don't remember. No. I think it honestly has been distributed across the whole process. Each day as we get together, watching the characters take form, watching them turn into more of not just what I wanted, but a combination of what I wanted and what the actors are bringing to each individual character. So each one is not exactly what I pictured at the beginning, but honestly is way better than what I pictured for that sort of blend between the two. And that is what I will remember most when all said and done from this.
And that leads perfectly into my next question. Was there a character that you favored most at the beginning of this process based on your vision, and then a character that might have raced ahead in this process while watching the actors kind of take it into their own hands?
That's an interesting question. I have a certain affinity for the main character because I have done that character during a Zoom production, and so I definitely resonated with that. And John, who's playing that character, does an absolutely fantastic job at it. A couple of characters that really took off and have turned into these amazing personas. One is Alejandro, who is just an absolutely hilarious character to watch. I think even more hilarious than I envisioned him when I was writing. And also Angel, who has turned into this incredibly psychotic, layered woman, but in a really endearing kind of way that has just blossomed. But honestly, it's tough to even pick two of them because every single one of them is really turning into a fantastic character. So, but I think the two that were unique or more different somehow than what I had, most different than what I had originally thought, were those two.
So when you started writing this, what helped you come up with this idea for No Laughing Matter?
It was a long, long time ago, as Alec Guinness said. It was, I think, when it all started was kind of having fun with Russian accents. To be honest, as silly as it sounds for a reason to write a play, I kind of had this picture of somebody who really was struggling with language, and I enjoy playing with language. I like playing with words and misinterpreting words deliberately and seeing where that can lead from a humorous perspective. This was my first, I think it's fair to say this was my first attempt at writing a romantic comedy. The other plays were not quite like that. Obviously, romance is a pretty common theme, but in terms of writing something that was very specifically, pairing of characters, this was kind of an experiment in that respect.
Could you just tell me, what is the difference between kind of watching your show come to life and directing it versus actually, you said you acted in it once, and obviously you're the player, so I'm sure you had some say, but it's a little different being an actor in it versus just kind of sitting back and watching it come to life. Mm-hmm. So what is that like for you?
It is very much the difference between kind of being able to put on a mask versus, say, sitting at a table trying to craft something out of clay, right? When you are one character, you think about it from the perspective of the character, you try to get into the character and what have you. The director role is a very, very different role. You give your confidence and trust to the actors to deal with all the character internals and So you look at the play in a very different way. All of a sudden now the play is about the balance of characters. It's about the emphasis and the timing of lines. It's about, and some things that, one doesn't normally even think about in this. For example, sight lines. Something that when we have this is a 3/4 thrust stage, which means there's audience on 3 sides. And that is frankly a bit of a nightmare, because there's almost no time when somebody can't see something, because there's always a seat somewhere that is going to be looking at the back of somebody's head, or just can't quite get the expression in the right way, and you try to minimize that, and it's just, it's a logistics problem. And so it's a very different way of looking at the play.
So, just a final thing, why should the people watching this video come see your show, No Laughing Matter?
It's funny as hell. It's really, it's going to be hilarious. And I know it's sort of self-serving to say because I was the playwright, but watching the characters bringing these lines to life, their timing, their chemistry is really beautiful. The romance is there in romantic comedy. The comedy is very much there. It's going to be a fantastic evening. You're going to laugh a lot.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
It is my pleasure. Thank you.